Hello everyone, welcome to Movie Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about The Zone of Interest, written and directed by Jonathan Glazer. This movie was released in 2023. I've only got the chance to watching it now. It was a movie that was highly debated because it's a movie about the Holocaust, more or less. And it's a movie that was nominated for a lot of categories in the Oscars, and it was a movie that a lot of people were talking about. And one of my favorite YouTubers that talks about movies said it was his favorite movie of the year. So I had a lot of expectations, as you can imagine. And you know, I'll get to it. So let's go to the review. Rudolf Hoss, the commander of Auschwitz, and his wife Hedwig enjoy a seemingly ordinary and bucolic life in a house with a garden. But behind the facade of tranquility, the happy family actually lives next to Auschwitz concentration camp. The day-to-day of these characters unfolds among the muffled cries of despair of an ongoing genocide, of which they are also directly responsible. As if you didn't understand what the synopsis of this movie, it's literally just the life of a family, literally next to the Auschwitz concentration camp. I think everyone knows what Auschwitz is. It's the biggest concentration camp in the world, and it's basically just a family that lives literally in the same walls as Auschwitz. And if you have to ask me what happens in this movie, I can't really tell you much. The only thing that I can tell is we're watching the lives of this family, and we're just seeing how they're living next to a concentration camp. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not gonna talk much about that directly. But that's all I can say. But I need to say some stuff for the review, of course, and let's do it. The first thing that I want to say is that I had a lot of expectations going for this film. That I had seen so much people talk about it, saying it was one of the best movies of the year. I saw a lot of people saying it was their favorite movie of the year. But when I say a lot of people, I'm literally saying a lot of people. Everyone apparently loved this movie, and I didn't love it. What I want to say is that it's definitely not a bad movie. It's a very nice and it's a very good movie actually. But it's just I had a lot of expectations. I was hoping this movie was going to be a 10 out of 10, and I mean it's not a 10 out of 10 for me, but yeah. The first thing that comes to mind when some people remember this movie is that it's very unconventional. What I want to say about it is it's not filmed the way people film movies. This movie has a lot of steady cam. What I want to say is that the camera is always steady. It's always pointing towards something, not moving, and it looks like a theater play. You know, it's like you're in the audience and it's static. When I say static, is stopped. It's static. The stage. You know, so it looks like we're far behind in the audience. We're far behind the characters, and we're just standing there watching. And I think that is something that a lot of filmmakers don't use to their films because it doesn't make sense in other films. But in this one, it's a representation of that family in Auschwitz, if you know what I mean. What I want to say is that they are like us. They're spectators. They are watching what's happening on Auschwitz, and they don't care. They literally don't care because they're Nazis. The little they care is that the people in there deserve it. So that's a artistic choice that the director, that is Jonathan Glazer, makes, and it's a very accurate. It's very good, that the choice that he made. It's a very good direction. He's actually nominated to the Oscar of Best Director, and rightfully so. Not just for the Oscar of Best Director, this movie is also competing in writing, in sound. I don't remember all the other categories. I'm not gonna look at them, but best picture, of course. But I want to focus on sound because it's a amazing achievement that they've done with the sound of this film. Every time we are in near the Auschwitz camp, hear in the background, in the literal background, um, screams, people crying, shots, um, normal things that would happen in a concentration camp, if you know what I mean. And it's so beautifully mastered what they did in sound. If I had to say, they probably deserve to win this category, the sound category. I mean, even though Oppenheimer is in there, Oppenheimer has a beautiful sound that I watched in the IMAX. The Zone of Interest I didn't watch in the cinema. I watched in my house in my computer, but still I could understand that the sound design, the sound mixing, the sound editing, it was amazing what they've done. But it was an incredible achievement. Talking about the film now, well, I have already talked about the film, but what I want to say is that a lot of people say it's an amazing film, and I don't think it's amazing. It's great. It's a great film, but I mean, it's just whatever because what a normal film does is we have a plot, we have development of characters, we have a obstacle, we have our journey, we have our main character's journey. That's what I want to say. And like in this film we don't have a journey, we don't have character development. And I know it's intentional, I know it's what the director means with this movie. But I mean, it's just the lives of these people in their house, and they're doing common stuff. And I know that's what the director wants us to see, and that's what the director wants to tell. It's that story, but sometimes it's a bit boring. Not gonna lie. Even though it has a meaning, and even though it's a great film nonetheless, I just think that if for this film to be perfect, well, not maybe not perfect, but to be better, something would need to happen. And I'm saying it's a great film, and it looks like I'm completely unsatisfied with what I watched, but I liked the experience because it's an experience. And I mean, the only thing that I think is that more things should happen. Like there's not much happening in this movie. That's all I want to say. For the Zone of Interest, I give an 8 out of 10. Even though I've complained a lot about this movie, it has a really good achievements in technical areas, and not just technical areas. It's a great film. I gave an 8 out of 10 to it, so I guess that's a good rate. And I like the movie. I just don't think it's that much that people are talking about. It's people are saying it's a 9 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 best movies of the year. It doesn't enter my top 10, but it's all opinions. So yeah, whatever. If you haven't watched this movie, go watch it, form your own opinion, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.